In the late spring of 1938, a fragile peace still clung to the heart of Europe. The city of Budapest, known as the Pearl of the Danube, opened its arms to the 34th International Eucharistic Congress. For a few short days in May, it would become the Catholic capital of the world, drawing hundreds of thousands of the faithful from every corner of the globe. Yet beneath the jubilant display of piety and devotion, a shadow loomed. Just months earlier, the German Anschluss had swallowed neighbouring Austria, and the twin threats of Nazism and communism were gathering strength. This Congress would be a final, poignant plea for peace, a last, grand demonstration of faith before the darkness descended. The scene is Heroes Square. Transformed for the occasion, this iconic landmark becomes the epicenter of a historic gallery. The city park lake has been drained to make way for the vast congregation, physical testament to the scale of the spiritual mobilization. This was more than a religious event, it was a powerful statement of Hungary's Christian identity, a nation still reeling from the territorial losses of the Treaty of Trianon. For a wounded country hosting the world's Catholics offered a moment of national pride and spiritual renewal. The magnificent, specially constructed altar behind the statue of Archangel Gabriel was a replica of the high altar of St. Peter's Cathedral in Rome, flanked by two temporary bell towers, an architectural symbol of the city's temporary elevation to the heart of Christendom. The theme of the Congress was the Eucharist, the bond of love, a deliberate and poignant message in a continent consumed by division and hatred. From May 25 to 29, the city pulsed with a shared purpose, a collective longing for unity and peace in the face of rising barbarism. The sheer logistics of housing and feeding the hundreds of thousands of pilgrims was a Herculean task, but the Hungarian people met the challenge with a deep sense of national mission. Footage captures a kaleidoscope of faces, a vibrant tapestry of cultures united by a single faith. We see pilgrims from Poland and Italy arriving in the greatest numbers. We may also see Greek and Latin Rite Catholics from Transylvania, representing a spiritual presence that transcended the new borders drawn after World War I. Noticeably absent were the German Catholics, barred by Hitler from attending, a grim sign of the times. The Congress commenced with a spectacular and symbolic nautical procession on the river Danube. The papal legate, Eugenio Cardinal Pacelli, the future Pope Pius XII, led the ceremonies from a boat adorned with Catholic imagery. The banks of the river were lined with a sea of onlookers, their faces a mixture of awe and reverence. This grand display on the river, the very artery of the city, was a profound visual metaphor for the Eucharist as the source and summit of Catholic life. Cardinal Pacelli, a key figure in the Vatican's diplomatic efforts, carried the weight of the papacy into this tumultuous era. His presence imbued the Congress with a profound sense of authority and urgency. He would later deliver a powerful message of unity and love to the vast crowds, warning against the destroyers of all kinds and the looming threat of godless ideologies. A particularly poignant moment occurred on Holy Thursday. 150,000 children gathered in Heroes Square to receive their first communion. Imagine the sight, a sea of young faces, full of innocence and hope, receiving the Eucharist for the first time. This Mass Communion was a powerful symbol of spiritual renewal and the passing of faith to a new generation, even as the world around them seemed to be on the brink of collapse. For these children, this day would be etched in memory, a moment of profound spiritual light just before the coming storm. Later, a magnificent procession wound its way from St. Stephen's Basilica. Cardinal Pacelli, beneath an ornate canopy, carried the gilded monstrance, its sacred contents held aloft for all to see. The streets were filled with a reverent crowd, a river of humanity flowing towards Heroes Square. This public display of faith, with its chants and prayers, was a powerful act of collective witness, a refusal to be intimidated by the gathering darkness. The culminating event was the solemn Sunday Mass, a high point attended by an estimated 500,000 people. The footage reveals the overwhelming scale of the gathering. The aerial shots would show a vast mosaic of humanity, a living testament to the power and reach of the Catholic Church. The ceremony was filled with moments of intense spiritual devotion, culminating in the anthem of the Congress sung by the massive choir and congregation. Later that day, the final closing procession was scheduled to take place, but it was washed away by rain. Yet, even in this unexpected turn, there is a powerful message. The spectacle was not the point, the faith of the people was. The Prince Primate's final address was broadcast by radio and modern technology, bringing his message of perseverance to a broader audience. The footage captures a moment of both triumph and tragedy. This was a triumph of spiritual devotion and a powerful show of Catholic unity in a deeply polarized world. Yet, it was tragically a fleeting victory. Fervent prayer for peace would go unanswered by the events that followed. Just months later, the Munich Agreement would pave the way for further Nazi expansion, and the fragile peace would crumble. The Congress was a powerful last gasp of hope. Look closely at the faces in the crowd. Here you see not just a mass of people, but individuals with their own stories, their own fears, and their own hopes. For many, this event was a beacon of light against the gathering storm of political persecution and war. They prayed not just for peace, but for the resilience to endure the hardships that lay ahead. This film preserves their faces, a testament to their deep and abiding faith. For the Hungarian people, the Congress was particularly meaningful. It served as a defense of their national identity and a reaffirmation of their place within a broader Christian world, especially as their country was being pulled inexorably into the orbit of Nazi Germany. It offered a moment of international recognition and solidarity, a brief respite from the anxieties of the interwar period. But the political reality could not be ignored. Even as the faithful processed through Budapest streets, the anti-Semitic Jewish laws were being debated and passed in the Hungarian parliament. The banners are now gone. The temporary altars have been dismantled. The throngs of people have returned home. The city of Budapest returned to its uneasy peace. Within a year, the war would begin, plunging Europe into an unprecedented era of violence and destruction. The 1938 International Eucharistic Congress stands as a time capsule, a vivid, moving record of a spiritual high point in a very dark and troubled time. It was a beautiful expression of faith and a desperate prayer for peace, now preserved in this remarkable historical footage. It was a powerful reminder that even in the face of gathering hatred, the human spirit could still gather and hope and pray for a better world.